Hey, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing these easy DIY pillows, and I'm going to be using these dish towels from IKEA. You get a set of 4 in them, and they are about $4, and they all come in different prints. So if you wanted to match the prints, you would need to get 2 sets, which would be about $8. But before you get started, do not forget to press that subscribe button. All right, so I just wanted to show you that they come with the patterns that they come in, and they are all cute, and you could just use them just like this, but I wanted to spice them up, so I did something a little different with each one. If you don't have dish towels like I have, you can use things like fabric squares, whatever, but just anything with a cute little print, and then you just want to change it up to make a cute throw pillow. But I did get the inspiration for all of these pillows from places like, CB2 and Anthropologie and Urban Outfitters. But all right, so let's get started with the first one. The first one, I picked this stripe pattern, and I'm just going to do kind of a contrasting detail with yarn. I'm going to choose 2 different types of yarn to do it because I wanted a chunky type feel, but then I also wanted the pop because this other yarn is a brighter color. So what you're just going to do is get a needle with a big enough eye so that you can thread the yarn through, and just basically line up the thicker yarn and thread over and space it out like about a ½ inch or so apart, and just go over the thick yarn, loop over one time, and then go back in and do it all the way up. Once I'm done with that part, I'm going to decide where I want to place them. And you can see I decided I just wanted to place 2 on each end. And that was it for that part. So that part is rather easy. You're just going to sit there and just, like I said, thread over. And then you can see the pops of how the brighter color yarn is coming over. And if you wanted to finish right there, you would just fold it over right side to right side and sew it up, leave it opening, and turn it the right way. I decided to make some tassels to go on the end. So I'm just making them with my finger. So like my hand size. So I'm just looping them around the top finger, the bottom finger, and then when I'm done, I got them as thick as I wanted to get them. I'm just going to cut it off and then tie off the top to give it a cute little tassel shape. And that's basically it for that part. And then you'll just make as many as you want, and then you can go on to the next step. And throw pillows are great because they spice up, different rooms in your house. So you can add a little vibe to your living room. You can add a vibe to your bedroom. These are like, because I said they're based on like Anthropologie and Urban Outfitters and places like that. They have like a boho type feel, but at the same time, they have like a modern farmhouse type feel to me too. So I think they're real cute to use, and it's a way to use something cheap and inexpensive, and it's real easy. Oh, I wanted to show you there, the yarn that I did use, the thicker one, is a wool yarn. So it's just thick wool yarn. And I like it because it is so cute and nice. All right. So when I was done with that, I just lined them up along the sides there. And you're going to be facing them inward because when you sew it together, then they're going to flip out. But if you face them outward, when you sew them together, they would be in the inside of the pillow. So you want to line them up there on that, and just halfway, because you're going to be folding it over and then you're going to sew it over. I ended up going over one time for the tassels and then closing up the pillow to make it easier for them to stay in place. And then once you're done, you're just going to turn it the right way out and stuff it and close up the end. So I left an opening there. You could leave a bigger opening, but I don't like to have too big an opening at the end when I want to close it up. So I stuffed it like I said, and then I'm just going to close up the end, and that's going to be it for that part. You could also make these as pillow covers. So you would use a pillow insert. You would just leave a bigger opening and maybe attach a zipper or something there. Zippers are good because, you can do invisible ones and then you won't see it. But I did close these up because I won't be having these out in a place where they're going to get that dirty. All right, now on to the second pillow. For the second pillow, I chose this print, and I'm going to be using a different color yarn this time because I like the way the black pops, and my furniture is black, so I wanted to bring that color back into the pillows. So I'm just deciding where I'm going to place it, and then what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go over with a zigzag stitch. So I went over, I just wanted to show you there, with a zigzag stitch. I think I put mine on 3 and just went directly over where the yarn was. You could use like a piping foot right here and stuff, but I just used a regular presser foot and went over it with the zigzag stitch. And then I'm just going to decide where else I want the yarn to go, and then I'm going to again go over it with the zigzag and come back. So once I was done with that, then you're ready to go on to the next step. You can see that I did it 2 different ways here. So one side is going to have more yarn and the other side is less. So that way you'll have basically 2 different throw pillows in the end. And this is why doing DIYs for your home is fun, because you can customize and you can have things your way, and it's quite easy to do. All right, so I thought about playing around and putting some lettering on it with the yarn there, or doing some other contrasting, but I felt it was fine without it. So then I went on to the next step, which was folding it over right side to right side, sewing along all the sides and leaving an opening in the middle there so that I can turn it the right way out. And once you're done with that part, then again, you're going to turn it the right way out. And you can see how the pops of the black just change the whole look of it. All right, when you're done, you're going to stuff it just like you did the other one and close up the end. And that's it for that part of that one. And then now we can move on to the next one. All right, so for the next one, I just wanted to show you here too. I'm going to use an actual pillow, like a bed pillow. So the size of the dish towels would make good pillow covers too. So if you wanted pillow covers for your bedroom or something, you can use these, and you would just sew up 3 sides, leave the opening on the end, and fold that down, and then you would have a pillow cover. But I'm going to be using it for a decor pillow, throw pillow, what have you, and stuff. So I'm going to close it up. I also wanted to show you that you could use a zipper right along that way. A good long zipper would work perfect there. I'm going to be using 2 different prints. So basically it's like a reversible pillow. And then I'm going to be using all 3 of the yarns that I used throughout for the other 2 pillows. And I'm just going to make not tassels here, kind of like tassels. I don't know. They're not pom-poms. They're not tassels. I don't know what they are. I'm just going to be taking the yarn, and then I'm going to wrap it around my fingers like I did the other one. But I'm going to be tying it in the center. So I'm going to come through the loop there, and then I'm just going to tie it in the center and give it a couple good ties to make sure it stays in place. And then cutting it down at the bottom in the middle. And I don't know if you know what they are called, let me know. But this calls it like a collection of yarn. That's what I would call it. And then I'm going to, even it out and so forth. And then I'm going to place those around the pillow. So once you're done with that, you're ready to go on to the next step. And I didn't want the yarn to look like I just tied together a bunch of yarn. So I'm going over it with the brightest color that I felt and just wrapping it around. You could choose whatever color you want to choose. And then just leaving a tail on it so that I can basically thread it through where I choose to on the fabric, and then tie it off at the end so that it stays in place. So again, I'm just going to come back with the needle with the big eye on it and go through with the yarn, and then just pull it through the back and pull it back through the front, and then pull it back through the back and tie it off. You can tie it off in the front, which I ended up doing at the end because I don't know, it was just easier that way. But you just want to make sure that it's nice and secure when you're done there so that they don't come off. All right, so once I was done with that, you can see I placed them on the ends. I just placed them on the ends of one side because one side is good enough, and basically you'll see it when I sew it together that you don't need to do it on both sides unless you're doing it like, you know, in the middle or something where you won't be able to see it. All right, so I tuck them in, and then I'm just going to sew around the edges and leave an opening, a bigger opening, so that I can put the pillow in. The pillow that I used was kind of thin. That's why we're not using them in the bedroom, because when we got them, we realized they were kind of thin. So I don't need that big an opening, but if you have a thicker pillow, you're going to need a bigger opening, or if you had the zipper, then you just be able to unzip it and stuff it in and close it. All right, so once I was done with that, and you make sure you push out all your corners, then I'm just going to slide the pillow in and I'm going to close it up, and that will be it for that one. So I hope you enjoyed these DIYs. I hope they gave you some inspiration for some things that you want to do, maybe around your home, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.